Hey there, and welcome. We make hundreds of food choices every single day. But what if the single best choice wasn't about counting calories, but about counting nutrients? In this explainer, we're going to demystify the power of nutrients. We'll make healthy eating feel less like a chore and more like a superpower. So let's jump right in. First off, let's do a quick reality check. If you've ever felt like your diet could be a little better, well, you are definitely not alone. This chart here shows a pretty huge gap between what's recommended and what most of us are actually eating. I mean, look at that. We're only getting about 60% of the veggies we need and not even 20% of our whole grains. And on the flip side, our sodium intake, it's literally double the recommended limit. Now, this isn't about feeling bad. It's just about seeing the challenge clearly so we can find a really simple solution. So here's our game plan. First, we'll dig into why eating well can feel so tough these days. Then we'll unlock this amazing idea called nutrient density and meet the key players that are working to fuel our bodies. And finally, we're going to turn all that great info into real action with simple strategies for your very next meal. Okay, let's dive right into section 1, our modern food challenge. Because if you've ever felt like you're fighting an uphill battle to eat well, it's not just you. The world around us has completely changed.
Think about this for a second. Since the 1970s, the number of fast food restaurants out there has more than doubled. That means we are literally surrounded by options that are designed to be super convenient and taste amazing, but they often don't have the good stuff our bodies actually need. It makes the easiest choice often the unhealthiest one, and that's why being intentional about our food is a more crucial skill than ever before.
And this is exactly why the dietary guidelines for Americans use that word, deliberately. We have to deliberately choose foods that are packed with nutrients. It's just not the default anymore. But here's the best way to think about it. It's not a diet, it's a skill. It's the skill of fueling your body well on purpose. And that's a skill any of us can learn. Which, leads us perfectly into section 2, the power of nutrient density. Honestly, this is the one big idea that's, once you really get it, can make all of your food decisions so much simpler.
So what in the world does nutrient-dense actually mean? It's really simple. It's about getting the most bang for your buck, nutritionally speaking. Getting the most health benefits for the fewest calories. These are foods packed with vitamins, minerals, and fiber, but without a lot of added sugar, saturated fat, or sodium. For example, a handful of almonds and a cookie might have similar calories, but those almonds, they're delivering healthy fats, protein, and fiber. That is nutrient density in action.
And this is where it really clicks. Just look at these simple swaps. A baked potato isn't just lower in calories than French fries, it holds on to its potassium and fiber. Or choosing fat-free milk over whole milk. You cut way down on saturated fat, but get the exact same amount of calcium. See? This isn't about restricting yourself. It's about making small, smart shifts that completely upgrade the quality of your meals.
So let's keep building on this in section 3. It's time to meet some of the all-star players on your body's team, your nutrient helpers. Think of these guys as the specialists who are working behind the scenes to keep everything running perfectly. First up, let's talk about folic acid. I like to call this one the builder. It is absolutely essential for creating new cells in your body. It's especially critical for women who are or might become pregnant because it plays a huge role in healthy development. And the best part is, it's easy to find. Folate is in everyday foods like spinach, oranges, beans, and lots of fortified breads and cereals. So for women who might become pregnant, getting enough of this builder is just so important for a healthy start.
Next up on the team is vitamin B12, who I call the maintenance crew. This nutrient is vital. It's all about keeping your nerves working right and helping to create red blood cells. It's a really big deal, especially for adults over 50.
Now here's the thing you need to know about B12. As we get older, our bodies can have a harder time absorbing it from food. It's just a natural part of aging. And that's exactly why fortified foods, like a lot of breakfast cereals or even supplements, become the most reliable way for folks over 50 to make sure their maintenance crew is fully staffed and on the job.
And now, for a true power couple, calcium and vitamin D. These are the bone builders. They are the dynamic duo that works together to build and maintain the very structure of your body. Think of their job as a lifelong project with a massive payoff down the road.
This pair right here is your investment in a strong skeleton for life, and it can seriously reduce your risk of osteoporosis later on. And you can find them working together in things like low-fat milk, yogurt, and cheese.
All right, so we've met the challenge, and we've met our team of helpers. Now for Section 4, building a nutrient-rich plate. This is where the rubber meets the road, and we turn all this great info into your next delicious meal.
So how do you actually build this thing? It's so simple. Just visualize your plate for a second. Fill half of it, with colorful fruits and vegetables. The other half gets split between whole grains and some lean protein. Add a side of dairy to keep those bone builders happy, and there you have it. It's a simple, powerful blueprint you can use for any meal.
And to really bring that plate to life, think about your grocery list. A good rule of thumb is to eat the rainbow. Grab dark leafy greens, bright red tomatoes, and orange carrots. Make things like beans and lentils a staple. They're packed with protein and fiber. And when you're picking out proteins, just look for lean options like seafood, nuts, or extra lean ground beef.
And now for our final section, which is my favorite, because it's all about empowerment. Section 5, simple habits, big results. Because real, lasting health isn't about some huge, dramatic change. It's about the small, smart things we do day in and day out.
Okay, one of the most powerful skills you can build is just learning how to read a nutrition label. I know, they can look intimidating, but it's simpler than you think. First, always start with the serving size. That number puts everything else into perspective. Then, glance at the calories. And finally, just do a quick scan. You want to see low numbers for saturated fat, sodium, and added sugars, and you want to see high numbers for the good stuff like fiber, calcium, and vitamin D. That's it. It's your secret cheat sheet for making a great choice.
And eating out doesn't have to throw you off track. You just have to learn the secret language of the menu. Words like grilled, baked, or steamed, those are your green lights. They usually signal that food was cooked with less added fat. But words like fried, creamy, breaded, or battered, those often mean extra calories from fats and refined flour. It's a simple little trick that helps you find the nutrient-dense option, no matter where you are.
And remember that sodium chart from the beginning? Sodium is something most of us get way too much of, and it loves to hide in processed foods. So here are 4 super simple ways to cut back. First, get in the habit of checking that label. 2, when you can, choose fresh foods over processed ones. 3, you control the salt shaker when you cook. And 4, don't be shy about asking for no added salt at a restaurant. Every little bit truly does help.
So as we wrap things up, I really want to leave you with this one thought. Healthy eating is not about restriction. It's not about what you can't have. It's a totally positive act. It's about choosing to give your body the amazing, high-quality fuel it needs to feel good, to have energy, and to truly, truly thrive. It's really just an act of taking care of yourself.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. After everything we've talked about, from those smart swaps to building a colorful plate, what is one small nutrient-rich choice you can deliberately make for your body today? Thanks so much for joining me.